Have you noticed? When you sit down to meditate, how many thoughts arise? They come up even more than when you're not meditating. When you're busy with work 24 hours a day, 1,000 tasks occupy your mind. Yet so many thoughts don't torment you. But sit with your eyes closed for just an hour, trying to meditate, and you're shocked. What's going on? What are these thoughts? It's as if they've been waiting for you to meditate, so they can pounce on you. They attack from all directions. Thoughts of wealth, desire, work, politics, this and that. Rubbish and garbage all piling up at once, crashing down like enemies. After a while, you get tired, stand up, and think, when I'm busy with work, I have fewer thoughts. This meditation business leads to more thoughts. It's supposed to make me thoughtless, but instead, I'm trapped in a storm of thoughts. Why does this happen? It happens because your mind is protecting you. It says, where are you going? You're chasing a goal you don't even know, a place you've never been, something you've never tasted. Just hold on to what you have. That's why you need a blessing. We stand on this shore and call out. A blessing means someone from the other shore should shout to us, "Don't be afraid. I've made it. Come. I was scared too, but don't fear. You'll reach it. Look, I've arrived." When you find a true master, it is not about believing in scriptures or theories. It is about witnessing someone who has experienced truth directly. A true guide will not just say, "I believe in God." They will say, "I know God. I am that truth." There are 3 stages: believing, knowing, and being. Believing is far off, a person standing on this shore, blind. Believing in light because others say it exists. So many people talk about it. It must be real. But doubts persist because they haven't experienced it themselves. How can you truly believe without knowing? Belief becomes shallow. All faith turns into superstition. Then there's someone whose eyes are open, who has seen the light, the trees, the sky, the sun, the starry night, flowers in 1,000 colors, rainbows blooming in the sky. They've seen it all and say, it's real. That's knowing. Beyond that is the state where a person doesn't just know, but becomes the light itself, becomes self-luminous. This is why the enlightened ones like Buddha or Mahavira are called divine. They have dissolved the separation between the knower and the known. In knowing, there's still a slight distance. You see the light while standing apart. Gradually, that distance dissolves, and the knower and the known become one. The distinction between the seer and the seen falls away. That's supreme wisdom. If you receive the blessing of such a person, enthusiasm and inspiration fill you. Faith begins to sprout, an impulse awakens. If someone has reached, I can too. If someone has crossed, there must be another shore. That's why we seek blessings. Buddha lived in a hut called Ganakuti, the hut of fragrance, because of the scent of his soul. When real flowers bloom, they release a natural fragrance, unlike paper flowers that never bloom or carry any scent. An ordinary person has no fragrance. They're like a paper flower living a false life, deceiving others and themselves. No matter how much you dig into falsehood, you won't find truth. Just one lie after another. They don't even know their own true face. In Buddha's tradition, monks were constantly told, seek your real face, the one you had before birth and will have after death. Strip away the faces life has given you. They're all false. A child is born neither Hindu nor Muslim, pure and real. Then society imposes a face. You're a Hindu, a Muslim, a Christian, a Brahmin, a Catholic, a Sunni, layer upon layer, diseases upon diseases, piling up until the real face is lost. At birth, the child didn't even know if it was male or female. There was no sense of body, only the sense of I am, pure existence. Now it's I'm a woman, a man, a Hindu, a Muslim, poor, rich, ignorant, saintly. All these faces bought from the market, sold in schools, colleges, universities. Meet people on a train. They ask, "What do you do? What's your salary? Any extras on top?" Asking about salary is insulting. It might be small, and they'd feel ashamed or forced to lie. If they're just a primary school teacher, you're making them feel small. Either they tell the truth and feel humiliated, or they lie and you've provoked dishonesty. Then they ask, "Anything extra?" Meaning theft, bribery, corruption. These are paper faces. No fragrance in paper flowers. Your real flower, your rose, is dying, suffocated by paper flowers from all sides, unable to breathe or bloom in the light. There's no space, no chance. Buddha has fragrance because his paper flowers were burned away. Buddha means one who has found their true face, returning to the innocence of a newborn, limitless, undefined, just being. In that simplicity lies fragrance. You too are a flower, though you may be buried in mud, or perhaps the seed hasn't even sprouted yet. But you are a flower. Find that inner fragrance, that dance within you. Only by dancing and playing will you find fulfillment, contentment, and ascent beyond the nostrils' reach. You don't need to go to Buddha for fragrance. If you're steeped in your own stench, you won't smell his. If you're full of noise, how will you hear his silence and music? Around Gandakuti, jasmine flowers bloomed. The master told the monks, "See these blooming jasmines? Don't try to grasp them, or you'll lose them." Life is the same. Those who try to hold it stay miserable. Don't cling, it flows. Understand this through meditation. The root of your sorrow is trying to stop what cannot be stopped. You want to stay young forever. That's your self-made misery. Youth has its beauty, old age its own. Old age is the greatest beauty. It's the final flower. That's why we honor the elderly here. Not all deserve it. But the belief is that if someone lives childhood fully, lets it go without looking back, lives youth fully and releases it, they'll live old age fully too. In old age comes wisdom, understanding. A child is innocent but ignorant. Youth is stubborn, dreamy, intoxicated, fast and restless. In old age, the ignorance of childhood and the madness of youth fade. Life's experiences refine and purify you. No more desires, no childish ignorance, no youthful passion, just sublime contentment. But few truly become old. Many cling to childhood or youth, saying, "Those were the days." If those days were great, today should be greater, built on them. If old age lacks beauty, how could youth have been beautiful? A wise old person radiates unique beauty. Cool, simple, intelligent, not the ignorance of a child. One who ages rightly, without clinging, enters death with joy. Buddha said, "Don't build your house on a bridge." This world is a bridge, a temporary crossing. If you treat it as a destination, you will suffer. Enjoy the journey, but know that nothing here is permanent. Similarly, thoughts are like passing clouds. The more you try to hold on to them, the more they disturb you. Let them pass. When you stop resisting, the storm settles on its own. To live this way, you must learn the art of witnessing. Witness your thoughts, your desires, your fears, without judgment. Just observe. This is true meditation. And as you become a witness, a new joy will arise. Not the joy of possession, but the joy of giving. The joy of offering without expecting. A river flows and nourishes without asking for anything in return. The one who gives without pride. and the one who receives without shame. Both experience peace. Ultimately, true joy is found in being, not in having. When you realize this, your fragrance will naturally spread. The paper flower will burn away, and the true bloom of your soul will remain.